Today I'm going to show you guys my least expensive snake all the way to my most expensive snake that we keep here. But this is actually about the 6th most expensive snake, being a piebald ball python. These guys go for about $500. It's difficult because we have thousands of snakes here to figure out what is my least expensive snake and of course what my most expensive snake is and all the snakes in between. And first off, I never really loved putting prices on animals because every animal is amazing and it's a life, right? But the fact is that there is a cost behind these things. And probably my cheapest snake that we work with, which I absolutely love, it's kind of one of my more favorite snakes, is a greenish rat snake. Yeah, it's just kind of a simple rat snake, but for some reason I like the pattern, the color, just the attitude and everything like that. But these guys only are about $40. Number 2 would probably be the normal ball python. I love normal ball pythons. They're really amazing, and it's the way a lot of people get started in the reptile hobby, buying a normal ball python, whether it be from a pet shop or whatever the case is. I got started in ball pythons way back in the day. It was my 3rd snake I ever owned in my entire life. Its name was Axel, but these guys sell for like 75 bucks. You know, snake prices are always changing. Take, for instance, Weblin milk snakes. For the majority of the time that I've been keeping reptiles, they were about maybe $50, $60 at the very most. Now they've actually moved up into the slot that is the number 3 slot at about $125. But of course, prices really vary depending on the color and the pattern of each animal. So a cheap Pueblin's maybe $100, $125. A really expensive Pueblo could be $300 to $400. It's harder than I thought to come up with a list. Now, boas really range a tremendous amount. You have normal boas, you have boas that cost tens of thousands of dollars, but this particular type of boa is what they call a hypo boa, which means it's just lacking a little bit of the black pigment in it and makes it look really absolutely beautiful. And coming in at about the 4th most expensive animal, it's about $200. You know, when albino hognose first came around, they were selling for $1,500 to $2,000 and were unbelievable. People couldn't get enough of them. They're still an incredible animal, and hognoses in general are just an absolutely beautiful snake. But the albino hognose have kind of moderated in price over the last 15 years or so. And a baby albino hognose, of course this is an adult here, would go for about $300.
You just went under your shoe.
What?
What's that?
Bug, dude.
Crawling on my neck. I thought it was a spider. You talking about all these cheap snakes? I'm a pretty cheap guy.
I'm the king of cheap, man. I take my girl out 7-Eleven dumpster for free taquitos.
Dumpster? I mean, that's not bad.
Free taquitos.
You know, I heard of this 5-star Italian place where they make the stuff right in front of you. It's called Subway. $5 for a foot long.
That's expensive, bro. $5.
Now it's like 8, so I don't go there no more.
And that brings us back to number 6, the piebald ball python. And like I mentioned, normal piebalds go for, you know, $400 to $500 in that range. But once you start layering them, they can get much more expensive. I mean, they can get really expensive with some mutations. This is just an albino pied, which is a double recessive mutation. This would up that price more to like $600, maybe even $700. Let's take a break and pull some ball python eggs. And it happens to be a pastel female ball python. Looks like she's got a bunch of good eggs, couple little slugs in there. Right to this Lemon Blast Enchi Extreme Gene. Let's see how many eggs Mama does have. Couple slugs in here. Not a very big clutch by any stretch, but again, should be some pretty babies. We got Super Pastels, Enchis, Extreme Genes. We have 1, 2, 3, 4 eggs. Scrub pythons are an absolutely amazing animal, and you don't see them that often captive bred, but when you do see them captive bred, depending on the locality, they're about $700 to $800.
Whenever my girl wants movie night, we go to Best Buy and we just go up by the TV section, watch the previews for the upcoming movies. If you're lucky, I throw an oldie on you. You stay there for 2 hours. Ain't no one ever bothers you.
I'll go to the movies. You know, imagine you just buy your tickets online. Just go sit at the front.
How do you get in?
We don't. We just sit in the car, watch Netflix on the phone. But we're at the movies.
I might have to steal that one.
We're gonna take a little jump on the next level, and we're gonna go to a patternless rock python. It's a little bit squirmy, but relatively tame, unlike the scrub python that gave me a free little love lip, and that happens with those guys, there's no doubt about it. But these guys typically go for about $1,500 a piece as babies. Next up, I think I'm gonna go with something kind of really cool. Look at this ivory looking, beautiful white snake right here. This is actually a leucistic Colombian rainbow boa, which makes them just absolutely ridiculous. Now these guys go for about $2,000. Next up, we're going to go with this beautiful snake, which was one of my dream snakes when I was younger. That, of course, is a diamond python. Unbelievably gorgeous animal from Australia. These guys will clock you in for about 2,500 bucks.
Man, when my girl, she wants hibachi, I bring my own meat. I can cook my own shrimp.
You go catch it fresh?
I don't even mind. I just go to local farms and just steal a chicken, go to the bay, grab some shrimp.
Every time my girl wants to go to a baseball game, no,
That's expensive.
So we go to the T-ball to the upcoming talent.
That's actually revolutionary.
And make sure to stick around later in the vlog for the final animal that is the most expensive snake that I have. Not the most expensive reptile, but the most expensive snake. By the way, if you want, go down in the comments and you can guess what you think that actually is. While you're down there, to smash that like button and subscribe to the channel. It really does help. Regardless, this is a lavender piebald ball python. Beautiful animal. I mean, look at the contrast on that. And like I said, the layering is what's amazing. These are double recessives right here, and they just get better and better with age. Now, a baby lavender albino female pied, maybe about 3,000 bucks. Like I mentioned earlier when I showed you the hypo boas that were only a couple $100, boas can get very expensive, literally into the tens of thousands of dollars. An animal like this here, which is an eclipse boa, can go for about 3 grand. Madagascan tree boas are Sanzinia madagascariensis, a very interesting boa from the islands of Madagascar, which is absolutely incredible. These guys are not common, hard to get, and when you do get them, they come in really 2 phases. This is what they call the Mandarin phase, or the west side of Madagascar, and then they have a green phase on the right side of Madagascar. These guys can cost you up to $4,000.
You know the one thing I don't cheap out on?
What's that?
Ice cream.
Yeah, look, what's that?
Well, you know, you got everything from mochi, sherbet, the Guernseys. What's the one you said? Talenti with a T.
It sounds expensive.
Yeah, and I don't skip on no toppings neither. You know, you gotta get the top cherries and the sprinkles. Oh, with the Reese Pieces chunks. All the toppings. Cherries.
All in one?
$80. $80 for my 1 cup.
So many mutations in the ball python world, and some ball pythons can cost tens of thousands of dollars. We don't work with stuff that's worth $20,000, $30,000 anymore, but we do have a few animals that are pretty special. This, of course, is the super lorry leopard ball python. When their hats are kind of blue and white, and then they turn this color as they get older, but they are in high demand, and they sell $5,000 right out of the egg. Back over to the reptarium. And my big girl Gemma, who is actually what they call a ghost reticulated python. So the ghost reticulated pythons are very sought after, and her being about 18 foot long, she is definitely worth some money. She's probably worth somewhere about $5,500. We actually produced the very first sunset ball pythons way back in the day, and they sold for $65,000. This happens to be a cine sunset here, and they're still about $6,500 as babies. Then I bought Perdita, the cow reticulated python. They were pretty expensive, about $7,500 for babies. Now the babies have become a lot cheaper, but still an animal with this size and how beautiful she is and her temperament easily would go for about $7,000. Now let me just tell you, first off, every animal I've mentioned basically I wouldn't want to sell anyway, and you could offer me $100,000 for Perdita and I would still turn it down.
Oh, I think there's a turd in this. It's got some weight to it.
Oh my, dude.
Look at that. There is a turd in there.
Whoa, watch out, brother. She acting wow.
Dude, it comes with its own scented.
Wait, man, give me some support. Give me some support. You got it.
Why are you backing up?
Get away, man. Get away. Michael James Winston. Hey, man. Get it out of here.
It's gone, people. Shut the I swore. Oh, you did.
Where's that little bunny off at the end?
That stinks.
And back to pulling one more clutch of eggs. This is actually a ghost female ball python, what they call a hypo female. She was actually bred to a hypo champagne known as a mimosa, and that is a gorgeous clutch egg. Gorgeous snake and gorgeous eggs. Look at this right here. Ooh, doggy. I absolutely love it. We've got 2, 4, 6, 8 beautiful eggs. Only a few snakes to go till we get to the most expensive snake that I actually own. Of course, this one is Night Fury, the motley golden child reticulated python. Absolutely glimmering. Now, all motley golden childs aren't black like this guy. That's what makes it so special. So a jet black motley golden child retic of this size would be about $7,500. Another black and white reticulated python, but this one isn't going to change like Perdita, where they get darker as they get older. This stays just like this. And of course, this is Neo. This is a motley golden child hide reticulated python with red eyes of all things. These guys sell for like $8,000.
Mike, don't let me go.
First in the truck gets an ice cream.
Oh, you gotta stop it though.
Oh, Mike wins.
Yeah!
Do you even see straight? My eyes are still spinning.
I heard ice cream. Focus.
Look at this amazing animal right here. Of course, this is a Boelen's python from Papua New Guinea. Absolutely wonderful thing. One of the rare naturally occurring pythons in the world. And this thing is absolutely gorgeous. As babies, these can go for up to $10,000. Okay, guys, this is a big jump. For those of you that guessed Ben and Jerry, you were 100% right. These guys literally would sell for somewhere in the neighborhood of $40,000 or potentially whatever you would pay for it. They're so rare when they do come available. Sometimes the asking price can be even astronomical beyond that, especially when you get into an adult that you know is gonna live. Babies can be really temperamental and they could definitely be a high risk. With an adult that should live a full life and is absolutely incredible, but they are gonna put you out about $40,000. Speaking of out, hope you guys enjoyed today's video. If you did, there's a playlist that you can watch all kinds of videos. You can also hit that subscription button. It would mean a lot to me. Also, hit that like button while you're down there. Have a wonderful day, Reptile Army. Remember, be kind to someone, and I promise I'll see you in the next one. Oh, it just got me. They got good big teeth. Got big teeth.